This some bitch working? I hope so. What's happening, guys? It is Monday. It's Labor Day, and we are not at the Hack and Pack Shop. We're at Hack and Pack Shop Junior. We're at home in my garage. Son of a bitch. One of you just emailed me a little while ago about a compressor. And can you do body work with a small compressor? My recommendation, no. I picked up this little black thing here when I moved into this house just to pump up tires and stuff. I got it really cheap used. I think it was like 40 bucks I paid for it. And that thing isn't worth the crap. Yesterday I was shooting the poop with my grandfather, and he says, hey, somebody gave me a compressor and it doesn't really work that well. I don't know what the deal is, he says, but if you want to take it, take it. Now this is a nice compressor. Can you do body work with this compressor? It's only, what, a 4.5 gallon? Okay. It is 6.0 SCFM, which really isn't going to keep up with a DA. Okay. I mean, you need probably at least like 8 to keep up with a DA, maybe even a little bit more. Alright, and this is only at 90 PSI. Now, I got this thing cranked up so it shuts off at about 150 PSI. Can you do body work with it? If it's a little job, I'd say, yeah, green light it. Go ahead. Okay, I hooked the DA up to it. The air hoses leak a little bit. It's a brand new air hose. I haven't tightened up the couplers or put any pipe dope on them yet. But we're going to plug this thing back in. Now, obviously, it's leaking, so that the tank is dropping down. It's down to almost 100 pounds now, or just over 100. So let's plug it in, let it build up. Now when this thing gets up to pressure and shuts off, we're going to fire up the DA. I'm going to show you how quick just a regular little crappy DA is going to drop this thing. It's going to drop it pretty quick. Can you do like a fender? Yeah, you could probably paint like a fender or something small. I wouldn't suggest painting a whole car with that thing because it's just not going to happen. Alright, as soon as you hit a grinder, anything like that to it, it's gonna kill it. You need a compressor that's got a big tank. Okay? This particular compressor on a bigger tank would be a little bit bigger. Maybe if it was a 30 gallon. Okay, but this is only a 4.5 gallon. They're almost built up. I don't know what I got this thing set at. Alright, looks like about roughly 150 pounds. Now let's fire up this DA. Watch that thing drop. Alright, so you've seen how quick that dropped off. My recommendation for body work, probably not. For impact gun, maybe air ratchet, stuff with short bursts, I think it would be just fine. But for running a DA, or even a cutoff wheel, unless it's a very small paint gun, I wouldn't do it. Unless, like I said, you're doing a fender and you're going to have a lot of downtime because you got to wait for this thing to build up. My recommendation for at home, alright, if you plan on doing a car at home, you need at least a 30 gallon. I mean, when I had a mobile paint business in Florida, I went around to car dealerships and painted right in their parking lots back in the day when I lived down there about 6 years ago. That was my business. I went around in an S10 and went to all these car lots. I had new car lots. I had used car lots. I had about 10, 12 accounts. And every day I'd go to 2 or 3 different dealerships and do bumpers, mirrors, things like that. And it was a good business. It was a good living, too. And the air compressor I used in that truck was a 15 gallon Porter cable. Okay, it was a good compressor. And it was fine for doing the little jobs, but I couldn't run a DA for more than 2-3 minutes at a time even with that. If you plan on painting a whole car at home, you at least at least want a 4 to 5 horse compressor, at least, and at least a 30-gallon tank. That's about the best advice I can give you with an air compressor. So hopefully this video helps you guys a little bit with the air compressor issues. And like I said, I just used a cheap DA there. Just a crappy little Harbor Freight, about a year-old DA. Alright, we're not talking a good Hutchins or anything like that that actually does, in most cases, use a little bit more air. Okay, so I would suggest at least a 30-gallon, at least a 4-horse. Alright? Hope y'all have a goody-goody. Thanks for watching. Later, guys, and happy whatever the heck date is. Labor Day. It's Labor Day. Son of a bitch. Later. Alright, where the hell's the off button now? Look at that Jeep. Oh, such a pretty Jeep. Fire him up! Alright, we're not going to end this video yet. Fire him up! Son of a bitch. Look at that. Fire him up! With all that being said, later. Where the hell's off? Is that off? No, that ain't off. That's off.